Alright, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, a physique update from Michal Krizo, just days away from his pro debut at the Prague Pro this coming weekend. Now, this update here, which he posted to his Instagram story, a most muscular shot, a hands on hips most muscular, this is more what we're expecting to see and what we want to see from Michal Krizo on a professional bodybuilding stage. A lot of the narrative after he won his pro card at the Olympia Amateur in Italy was that he blew through that competition, didn't need to do much, didn't need to peak, didn't need to prepare much, didn't need to look 100% to win, because he was already so far ahead of the rest of the competition in pretty much every regard. He's a former IFBB Elite Pro, which is the other professional bodybuilding organization. Size-wise, he was way ahead of everybody else, so he didn't need to do much in terms of conditioning to win that show. He still looked good, but he didn't look great. And in a lot of the updates leading up to that show, I think it was the same thing. He didn't look super freaky, but he still looked like Michal Krizo. Round, full, gigantic, but not necessarily ripped, dry, and shredded. However, in this latest story update, I think we are starting to see that version of Michal Krizo, ripped, dry, shredded, vascular, deep striations and feathers in the delts and pecs, and that vascularity kind of like Hunter Labrada's that just ripples from shoulder to shoulder, really across his entire chest, and you can follow the veins all the way up and down his arms, all the way across his shoulders, across his chest. Legs are looking huge. He's looking very dangerous here. And we talked about the lineup for the Prague Pro in yesterday's video. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's really not the deepest lineup. There is a guy that we talked about in that video, Enrico Hoffman, who just competed at the Tsunami Pro against James Hollingshead. And he's a guy that has already beaten Michal Krizo in 2017. That's how Enrico won his pro card. So there is at least one guy in that lineup that's already beaten Michal. And I do want to clarify that Enrico did not say he will beat Krizo again. He saw my last video. He said he didn't want to seem arrogant. He said he thought it made him look a little bit arrogant. And he wanted to clarify that he never said he will beat Krizo again. But I do want to point out still that he is the only guy in that lineup that I think is really a threat to Michal Krizo, because he's the only guy in that lineup that's already beaten him. And it's really not, like I said, this isn't like A-list professional bodybuilders in this show. So aside from Enrico, who's a guy that's already beaten him, I don't see this show being extremely difficult for Michal Krizo based on how he's looking here, based on the final lineup that we got. And I still stand by, if he doesn't win this show in Prague, it's going to be because of conditioning, because you've got guys like Enrico Hoffman that might be smaller than him, but have had some pretty fantastic conditioning in recent appearances. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. How do you think Michal Krizo is looking here, and how do you think he will fare at this weekend's Prague Pro? Will we see him on the Olympia stage in December of 2022 against the best of the best? Now, speaking of the best on the Olympia stage, it doesn't get much better than your two-time reigning defending champion, Big Ramy, who every week it seems like we've gotten a new physique update from, if not multiple times a week. We just got a most muscular from him a couple days ago, and recently, thanks to his coach, Dennis James, we got 2 more pictures of how his back is looking at 8 weeks out from the Olympia. These look like they were taken the same day as that most muscular that we talked a lot about the other day. So I'm guessing these were also 8-week out pictures from that exact same time. At this point, I think you guys know my general opinion on how Ramy is looking. I think he's going to win a 3rd title this year. And I wanted to also throw up a comparison, because also yesterday we got a physique update from Nick Walker at 8 weeks out, a back lat spread shot similar to the one that you can see Ramy hitting here, and you can compare Nick and Ramy in this shot. Because as far as fan favorite bodybuilders go, it doesn't get much more favorite than Nick Walker and Big Ramy. People love these two guys. Nick Walker has been one of the fastest growing recent IFBB pros. Big Ramy has one of the largest international bodybuilding fan bases that we've seen in a very long time. These guys are very popular. They're 2 guys that are considered the freaks of the modern era of bodybuilding. And I think this is a call-out that a lot of people are looking forward to seeing this year, is Big Ramy and Nick Walker in the same call-out, hopefully side by side, and you can really see them compared just like this. But let me know in the comment section below who you guys have winning at this 8 weeks out back lat spread pose. Personally, in this one pose, I would give this one to Ramy. And you can also take one of the other back poses here, and you can apply that to the same thing that we did the other day. Compare it to a stage shot of Ramy from 2021. So on the left, you have Big Ramy 2022, 8 weeks out from the Olympia. And on the right, you have Ramy actually on stage at the Olympia. And I think, again, Ramy looks better on the left. He looks better 8 weeks out than he looked on stage at the Olympia last year. I still stand by that opinion. And now that we have these rear shots, back shots, no pun intended, I think it confirms it again. People like to say that winter is coming. Again, no pun intended with the back shots. But I think winter is already here. And the Olympia is in December, a week before Christmas. And based on this update, Ramy has already chopped down and procured the Christmas tree for this year's holiday festivities. So deck the halls because Ramy is winning his third title. Now, next up in the news, another physique update from Chris Bumstead. This one, I think, looking very impressive. A side chest shot with his new coach, Hany Rambod. Actually, there's a couple of side chest shots in that slideshow that he posted on his Instagram. So obviously this week, the big news was that he was no longer working with Ian Valliere, and then he announced a day or two later that his new coach was in fact Hany Rambod, one of the greatest open bodybuilding coaches of all time, in my humble opinion. So honestly, we haven't really seen many physique updates from Chris up until this last week or so. We did see a physique update from him a few days ago, but he wasn't really posing. He was just kind of standing in the mirror. This is kind of the first posing update that we've seen of him with his new coach going into the Olympia. And this is kind of the first update where I think he looks extremely impressive going into the Olympia as well. And of course, he's standing under the goon light in that gym there. And while I do believe that Chris will win title number 4 this year, I think he's got some serious competition in the form of Terrence Ruff and Ruff Diesel, because Terrence posted some physique updates yesterday where I think Terrence looks pretty damn insane. He certainly looks like he's put on some size. I know that he has had some room as far as his weight limit is concerned to put on some size as far as actual stage weight. And it looks like for this year, he has done that. His legs looked crazy to me in this update. I don't know if it's the angle or the lighting or what, but his legs looked really good. Of course, that classic V-taper was on point. As always, Terrence, in my opinion, has one of the best V-tapers in classic physique. Terrence versus Chris is a rematch that I'm extremely excited to see this year. And I'm curious, this is another thing I want to know your guys' opinion on. A lot of people have been talking about the rise of popularity of classic physique. Which rivalry are you more excited to see as far as 1 and 2 at the Olympia? Are you more excited to see Big Ramy versus Brandon Curry go another round this year? Or are you more excited to see Terrence Ruffin and Chris Bumstead go head-to-head again this year? Honestly, the rivalry that excites me more at this point is Chris versus Terrence. I think it's closer than Ramy versus Brandon. And I think it's pretty amazing the things that this division, Classic Physique, has been able to do since its inception in 2016. It has not been around that long, but it's truly taking over. And it's captivated a lot of people, including myself. So that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. Just kind of a quick one today. I hope you did enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification icon if you have not already to be notified every time I upload. It will not notify you for the shorts, only the main channel videos. Make sure you click that like button. All that good stuff. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out. All right, guys. Don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at Nick Strength Power. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.
Dancing in the good light, everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Dancing in the good light, everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in